Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. This week, LAX Airport announced that it now will allow passengers to bring weed into their airport.
Yeah.
How about that?
Dude, you got to be stoned to deal with TSA security these days.
Yeah.
Waiting in line?
Yeah, you might as well be stoned. It's nice that they will at LAX. LAPD says, yeah, they're going to allow passengers to travel through LAX Airport in Los Angeles with up to 28.5 grams of marijuana and 8 grams of concentrated marijuana.
Nice.
I have no idea how much that is. Is that
enough to get you stoned, BJ?
Okay, perfect. However, passengers should be aware that marijuana laws vary state by state, and they are encouraged to check the laws of the states in which they plan to travel. So, yeah, going into LAX is not a problem, I guess, but you've still got to somehow get either A, where you're going and hope it's legal, or B, where you're coming from is legal.
Well, I mean, getting in there will be fine. Then it's just a matter of where you end up.
That's the
thing. You got to hope that nobody pats you down. Who's going to pat you down if you have a little bit of weed on you? I don't think bomb-sniffing dogs are worried about your marijuana.
I would hope you're right about that because they still, you still have to deal with airline security because marijuana is still illegal under federal law and TSA is federal.
So they might flag you from when I was reading. They'll flag you and say, hey, you got to go talk to the authorities. But then you go talk to the authorities and they're like, yeah, it's fine because the authorities said it's fine. So they're just sending you in this circle. They're just messing with stoners is what I'm starting to figure out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're like, yeah, it's not good. Go talk to them. They said it's good. Well, I say it's not good. Go talk to them again. I'm too high for this crap. I'm just going to go back home.
Yeah, I'm not going to travel anymore. I'll just go, oh, look, there's a Zov's gift shop. I'll buy some chips.
Well, that's nice so that people don't have to be all stressed out while smuggling their weed wherever they're going.
Yeah. Last night at Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon joked about this.
I heard that this week LAX Airport announced that they're going to let travelers bring small amounts of pot in their carry-ons, but they'll also look the other way if you want to hide it in your butt for old time's sake.
There you go. Yeah, that is, I mean, it's at some point we're going to figure this out.
I'm not smoking that weed, I'm telling you that much.
You're not going to have any butt weed?
No.
Oh,
no.
You want toilet wine? Why not get some butt weed?
My college days are over, BJ.
Yeah, it's done. All right, fair enough. Oh, there you go. So
I remember many, many years ago smuggling mushrooms onto a plane.
Oh, really?
And that was terrifying because I was just like, what am I doing? I had them in my back pocket.
But they're mushrooms, so what if you were just to bring like mushrooms that you can buy in the store? And
I never thought about that. That probably would have been a lot smoother of a process.
Yeah, I got to be thinking that. How do they know if you got mushrooms or mushrooms?
Well, clearly they don't. But when you're young and dumb, you just assume the worst. Like but I was like, there was a time I went to San Francisco a long, long, long time ago, and I was just like, I'm going to bring these with me, and it was just 2 little pieces. It wasn't even much, but I was so terrified.
Oh yeah,
and that was like the last time I was like, I'm never going to take that chance again. It's not worth the risk.
You should wrap them in pot. That way they'll never know the mushrooms are there. Yeah.
Where were you with all these great ideas?
See,
man?
you would have been fine.
Or I could have listened to Jimmy and put them in a certain spot.
You could have definitely put the mushrooms in the darker spot of your body. Yes. I think they like shadows, don't they? They don't grow in sunlight, mushrooms, so I think they would appreciate that particular environment.
So he said TSA has already stated many times that marijuana is not on their radar at all. Well, I know like some people freak out because of the sniffing dogs, and they think they're going to bust me, and it's like they're programmed, if that's the best way to describe it. Their only concern is sniffing bombs, not bongs.
Yeah, I just, I also know that they flag your, they'll go in there and they'll sometimes flag your bag, especially if you're doing a carry-on thing. And I don't know, they have that little thing they rub, and it's probably also just for explosive materials. But I don't know what'll happen. I just don't want to be delayed. That's my thing.
Right.
That's really the issue. Is I don't want to put anything in my bag that someone might go, we need to talk to you about this.
How often have you been pulled aside to have your bag checked?
I would say more, not too many times, but it's just the last trip it was. Last trip I was, because I brought a bunch of nuts home because I can't get these nuts here anymore.
Excuse me?
I can't get my nuts. So I bought.
Proof it, not in his wife's purse.
So I bought, it's so silly. I get Planters low salted nuts. I used to be able to get them here at every QFC.
Right.
Nobody has them anymore.
So
I don't know why.
Smuggle them from California?
So they were at this place called Pavilions, which, by the way, is the same company that owns QFC. So I don't know why we can't get them, but we couldn't get them. So I had them, and they flagged me, and they go, all right, I got to open your thing. You got a lot of cans of stuff in here. They look like nuts, but we got to make sure they are nuts.
It'd be great if snakes popped out of all of them, like those little Frank things. Yeah. Gotcha. I've only had it happen twice.
Oh, really?
One time, they checked my bag, and they freaked out on me because I still had one of those wine openers, like the little corkscrew.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even realize it because it was like a carry-on bag that I used for camping, this, that, and the other thing, and I just forgot that it was in one of those little zipper things. Like, we told you can't go through security with this. This is a weapon. And I'm like, it's a bottle opener, man. Take it. It's not, no skin off my back. I don't care. And then the other time they went through my bag, it was after a WrestleMania trip where I brought all the recording equipment.
Oh.
So I started going to pull you off to the side because I would never put that in check-in. I would always carry that with me because I was just like, this is too expensive stuff. And they're going through it all, and the person's like, what is all this stuff? Are you a karaoke DJ?
That's awesome. As a matter of fact, I am.
Because there's microphones.
Yes, I am.
And then in my brain, I'm like, what's the quickest way to get out? Yes, I'm a karaoke DJ. I love karaoke. And they're like, wow, so you travel with your own stuff? I'm like, yeah, I just don't trust other people's stuff. And they're like, okay. Then they looked at me like I'm nuts, and I'm thinking they're nuts for thinking that I actually had karaoke equipment.
Wait, if they made you sing a song, what would you have been your karaoke go-to?
Oh, of course, I touched myself by the Divinyls.
Yeah.
That's perfect because, I mean, someone's going to be touching you at TSA, so at least you take care of business.
Oh, that's right, man. When I think about you, you touch myself.
That's it.
Has anyone else been pulled over for their bags?
When we went to Chicago, just because I did the same thing as you with like the corkscrew, I had a Swiss Army knife in one of my things.
Terrorist.
I know, and I was like, oh yeah, all right, well I guess that goes away now.
Yeah.
I've been pulled by twice. Once was when I was in going from London to Paris when I was 17, and it was on the train. But I had a whole baggie, a Ziploc gallon bag of feminine products.
Oh.
Because I wanted to make sure if I spilt lotion or whatever, it wouldn't get in them. And this
Shocking.
guy's...
Vicky has something for everything.
Yeah,
right?
she does.
So this guy's pulling out my stuff really fast, and he pulls the bag out of feminine products like high above his head, and he realizes what they are, and he immediately puts them down like, oh crap, and he puts everything back in. He's like, okay, you can go. He was very embarrassed. And the second time was coming back from Mexico. My mom made me carry a bunch of food stuff. I don't even know what half of it was. So the guy's like, so what's in here? Like, I think I was in Texas, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. It's like a crumbly candy. He's like, what's this? I'm like, cheese. I think like my mom's all the way on the other side, just kind of laughing at me because she conned me.
She loaded up your bag with all that good stuff.
And the guy's looking at me like, what is this? I'm like, I don't know.
I like
Shrimp.
I like the feminine products thing though. You could hide your mushrooms in feminine products.
That's how you smuggle it.
Yeah.
Mine was a 5-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Oh yeah, they'll flag you for that.
They had an issue with that?
Yeah,
like
you
5 pounds is a lot.
You can't take food through, or they're like, you have to take it out of the bag, and I forgot that I had it in there, and they were like, oh, we need to search your bag, sir. And I was like, oh yeah, it's Sour Patch Kids. Sorry. I love them.
Well, hey, one person says I got pulled to the side by the TSA all because I had a bag of Oreos.
Well, they just wanted some. That's exactly why. If I were at TSA and I saw Oreos, dude, I'd be pulling that person over every time.
BJ, you'd be the worst agent right there. No bombs in this one, but Oreos.
I know you have a meth pipe. It looks like an explosive, but you have Oreo cookies. If you give me one, I'll let you go.
Yeah, you can go. I just would like one of those double stuffers, buddy. Gotta tell you about this burglar who somehow screws up throwing a brick through a window. How do you screw that up? We'll tell you what happened. Steve's got the news for you at 6:17.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Most fifth graders have a better grasp of the English language. Unfortunately, there aren't any available this early in the morning. This is News with Steve Miggs.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Washington's Lottery for giving us news and sports, and it's an awesome day today. It's National Pumpkin Seed Day.
Oh, you love pumpkin seeds, don't you?
I freaking love pumpkin seeds. I love the ones that are made and sold in stores, but I especially love the ones that you scoop out of the damn pumpkin when you carve it, cook them, and eat them that night.
Yeah, you know, you and I, that's the one thing we don't agree on.
Well, there's a lot of things we don't agree on, BJ, but this is one that I think is definitely a sore subject between the two of us.
It's true. Food-wise, usually we do see eye to eye, but the pumpkin seed thing, no. I like the pumpkin meat itself. I like pumpkin meat.
Have you ever had my pumpkin seeds?
Pardon me?
Well, actually, they're my wife's pumpkin seeds.
No, I don't know if I have. I'll try your wife's pumpkin seeds.
All right. If I could get them to you. Typically, I eat them before I can get them to you.
That's the issue.
Pumpkin seeds are delicious.
I like what your wife has made before that you brought in, so I'll give it a shot.
That's my favorite thing about carving pumpkins. I mean, it's fun, the quality time together, and you make cool designs into a pumpkin, but at the end of the day, you walk away with a bunch of pumpkin seeds.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm not, you know what? I'm also not a big fan of pumpkin carving either.
What?
I know. I hate it. Boo. I know. I do.
Do you just not like having fun?
I think a lot of people have accused me of that, so I will say the jury's out.
That's my favorite part, is figuring out what we're going to design on the pumpkin.
Oh, I hate it so much. I hate pumpkin carving.
Maybe I'll do your face as a pumpkin.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind then. Why am I doing nice things for you?
Yeah, I don't mind if... Look, I love it when someone carves pumpkins as long as it's not me.
Fair enough.
I'll display them, but I hate...
Were you the guy that would take a marker and just draw the holes?
Maybe.
Well,
that might be me.
Well, I know Danny likes carving pumpkins. He has a party just for that.
Yeah, he does.
It's my favorite time of year. And speaking of...
That's right, you have a pumpkin hat on right now.
I do, yeah. See? National Pumpkin Seed
I know,
Day.
we have to live through this. It's almost worse than like Christmas coming too soon with Danny. Danny starts talking about Halloween in July.
This is right up there with your daughter's birthday month.
Yeah.
Let's say this is the third day of Halloween.
Right.
So
and
that's how it works.
Speaking of pumpkins, happy birthday, Pumpkinhead Steve.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
National holiday, people. That's right.
Today's the big day.
Yeah. Are you
exciting?
How close are you to getting to be like over the hill?
I'm still on the other side.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, you're still on the other side.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Getting closer.
Yeah, you are.
Yep, I'm living the Reggie Jackson life right now.
Oh, look at you.
Right?
I actually thought you were 43.
Well, my mom thinks I'm 27. She called me yesterday and said, hey, so what are you doing for your 27th birthday?
She did not say that.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay,
my mom's
good.
not delusional. She gave birth to me, man.
Look, I know I could make that call and be serious, so I was just wondering. So look at you, Reggie.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you birthday to Steven.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm going to coordinate this song. Happy birthday to you. Very special year for you, I hope. And everything goes your way.
Yes.
Oh, your mom's awesome. Your father tagged out.
He's like, this is ridiculous. We've fallen apart, Roseanne.
And she keeps going. She's like, you know what? I got my eye on the prize.
My mom called me yesterday because, we talked about the whole pipe flying through my windshield and all that stuff. And she calls me in a panic. Are you okay? Oh, I'm like, Mom, that was yesterday. I'm totally fine. If I wasn't okay, why am I answering the phone?
Good call.
Let's talk about this guy. Speaking of trying to break a window, maybe he should use the pipe that I found on I-5 because he decided to use a brick to break into a restaurant in Maryland a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
He was able to get inside, but then he was going to use the brick also to break the window in front of the counter so he could get back there and rob the place. So take all the stuff. Here's the problem, though. He didn't realize that the window was made out of bulletproof glass.
Oh.
And then it gets awesome. So he throws the brick. It bounces right off the window and hits him right in the face.
Yeah.
Knocks him out.
Oh, I love this.
He's down for a few minutes, and then he gets up. He walks away, obviously empty-handed because he's a moron.
Yes.
The cops just put out the surveillance footage of him getting out, and it's awesome. And now they're just trying to track him down by asking people to report someone with, quote, a suspicious head injury. He had that head injury before he even threw the brick.
That guy's the man.
Great news. Talk about it. This is the ultimate birthday present for a hockey fan like me. Yesterday was an incredible day for us hockey fans, hoping to have a team here in the Northwest as Commissioner Gary Bettman and the Board of Governors, they recommended proceeding with Seattle's expansion application. I'm getting goosebumps just even saying this out loud. As they're hoping to, I mean, there's still one more vote. It's a formality. It's probably going to happen sometime in December. That's what they say, where they formally approve the league's 32nd franchise, which will be coming here in Seattle. And he agreed with Seattle's mayor, Jenny Durkin, that the preference is to have the team begin play in the 2020-2021 season. So that's a couple seasons away.
They got to get working on Key Arena.
So long as the renovations are done. But they're saying the renovations, it's a very real possibility that they'll be done in time and be done according to schedule. So fingers crossed we'll be welcoming our next pro sports franchise here in Seattle.
That is really awesome.
Some exciting news for the Mariners. Everyone's like, well, what the hell are they going to do? How are they going to fix this team? Yeah, we had 89 wins, but 17 straight seasons without playoffs.
Yeah.
What are they going to do, Jerry Dipoto, general manager?
What are they going to do?
Figured it out, BJ. Ichiro is going to go into spring training next season as a player.
What?
That's right. They made the announcement. Dipoto says that he's going to give Ichiro an opportunity as both a coaching presence and as a player presence. That is going to fix everything.
What could go wrong?
Nothing. World Series or bust, BJ.
I don't understand.
Here's Ichiro talking about the situation.
よく聞かれることですけど、そこを目指すことはできないです、現段階では。
Ichiro says, even I think this is insane.
Yeah, that was surprising that Ichiro was like, I really didn't think they'd call me.
I mean, I'm sure more will be done, but I just thought that was funny. You're fresh off a bummer of a season. That's not necessarily the optimism that we need, is it, BJ?
I think that, look, having Ichiro, if he can actually help people and help them be better hitters, that's great. But, like, as a player, I just don't know.
I think his time is done.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to reach a record or get 4,000 hits. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but...
or maybe he found some HGH that's not detected.
Oh, maybe go talk to Bartolo Colon and ask how the hell he stays in baseball all these years.
Glass is half full, BJ.
All right.
Go Mariners. Oh, man, the NFL just suspended Seahawks linebacker Michael Kendricks indefinitely.
I know.
I mean, we had a vibe with that when they picked him up. He was a guy that was, basically hoping to help add some depth to the team, and he's played pretty well with them for the couple games.
I know.
But, yeah, he pled guilty last month to federal insider trading charges, so it was just a matter of time before they were going to suspend him. People were hoping that the suspension would happen during the offseason, but that's not the case. If only he would have, been physical towards somebody or hurt somebody that way, then he'd get to continue playing.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Really. But, and if he wasn't accountable, if only he lied about it and also hurt somebody physically, then he could still play. This has got to be the most severe penalty for a non-violent offense where someone's actually been accountable I've ever seen. That's why people lie. You know what? There's no reason to tell the truth, apparently.
Well, hopefully KJ Wright gets healthy quick. They think maybe next week or they said he could be ready this week. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it might be a couple of weeks. But at least they're getting a guy back, the guy that they need in that position. They just picked up, with Earl Thomas out, they just picked up TJ Green, former safety for the Colts, trying to add some depth to the team. I thought this was pretty awesome. Football celebrations when you have a touchdown are always ridiculous. What do you think about Mike Davis's whole I fall asleep on the football and use it as a pillow touchdown celebration?
I like that.
I guess I heard that it's because he feels that people slept on him. Like, don't sleep on me.
Oh, yeah.
Our buddy G. Scott. I saw him tweet about that.
That makes sense.
With him, so I think that's the rationale.
I don't have a problem with that. He's not the one that is in trouble, though, for what he does with the football.
Well, what about Isaiah Crowell? Him too. From the New York Jets.
Yeah, that
he scored a touchdown. He wiped his backside with the football.
Yeah.
And then tossed it into the crowd. Yeah. Got an unsportsmanlike conduct. But here's the thing: he got an endorsement deal because of it.
Really?
Yes. Dude Wipes. It's the company that has those flushable wipes.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's been hyping them on social media, and looks like they're going to be giving him some money for that whole thing. So
there's always a silver lining.
There you go. Congratulations. Wipe your butt, everybody.
That's funny.
As far as weather, 58 degrees and cloudy, and thank you, Law Tigers, for giving us news and sports.
That's right. I see you didn't talk about the exciting wild card game last night.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
what was going on with the dude that hugged the other dude?
Oh, that was
funny.
Stop a double play? Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't as bad as they said it was, but it looked like that, he was trying to stop the dude dude from going to double play, but you could see that the Colorado third baseman also hugged him, and it turned out not to be that big of a deal. But when you're running towards a base where they could tag the base and go get a double play, what you're supposed to do is stop running and move in the other direction, so he couldn't get the double play.
Right, he straight up dry humped him.
He just basically dry humped him. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But they determined, they were like, okay, he hugged him back, so it wasn't any problem. And the manager for the Rockies came out, Bud Black, and said, "What the hell?" And then he had to talk to his own guy, and the guy goes, "Nah, I kind of hugged him too."
They were smiling.
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw the other guy out. It wasn't going to happen. Turns out the Rockies ended up winning in 13 innings, and so they will be going on. And the Cubs, who had 2 shots to make the playoffs, blew both of them at home. So in front of their own people, they lost twice. I mean, they had the best record in the National League, tied with the Brewers, and that's why they had that playoff game to see who'd win their division.
So they're done?
They're done. The team with the best record in the National League, done.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you later. And so, and the Rockies move on.
Some texters going back to Ichiro said that the reason why they're doing that is so that he can play when they're in Japan next season, because they start off the season in Japan. That's why they want to have him as a player.
I forgot that they're going to be in Japan next season. You're absolutely right, Texter. That makes a lot of sense because he's super, super popular. He'll probably be there for that. Maybe, I don't know if he'll even play, but he'll be there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It is cool, and it's one game. I don't have a problem with that as long as then he retires.
What's a series, according to they're playing in 3 games there.
Yeah, well, whatever. that one series, and then if he's done, he retires. That's all I care about.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, peace out, brother. See you later, Ichiro. But I still think it'd be great to have him consult the team, the way Edgar does.
That's what they did this year. I would imagine they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, I mean, look, all the help they can get in this age of baseball. There's a whole, especially as you watch the playoffs, you realize, my God, there's so many strikeouts, Steve. It's just, it's frustrating to go, well, here you go, no runs. I mean, last night's game, no runs.
What was the final score?
It was 2-1.
Oh, nice.
And it took them 13 innings to get the second run for the Rockies. It was, I hate to say it, I mean, some people kind of find that exciting. I find it super boring. I find it super boring that, pitchers who I think are average are just being able to take advantage of these shifts and all this. And it's just, if they were really, really, really great pitchers, I'd say one thing. But, between umpires with their weird strike zones and the idea that, that these shifts are just taking away hits, I'm a little disgruntled.
And since we're still talking about sports, also, I forgot to mention, tonight starts up the NHL season. So start getting ready for becoming a fan of hockey.
That's right, man.
Your team's playing tonight, playing the Stanley Cup champions, the Washington Capitals.
Are they in Washington? They have to go to Washington to play those bums?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, they're raising I think they're raising the banner. So that makes sense. So we'll see how that goes. That's always a fun game, even though it's not as exciting as you would expect it to be, because if you're a team playing the Capitals, you go, we're going to start our season right by beating the Stanley Cup champions, but you go, you've got another 80 some odd games to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Who was the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Buzz Aldrin.
No.
What's her name? The Earhart. Amelia Earhart.
No.
Oh, crap. Russell Wilson.
No. It was indeed Russell Wilson's ancestor. Yeah, right? Because he's a chief football officer. Actually, Charles Lindbergh. I don't know if they're related, but Charles Lindbergh is who we're looking for.
It was tremendous.
Yeah, see, Russell Wilson knows how tremendous that was. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.